Smith & Wesson was founded back in 1852 by Horace Smith and Daniel Wesson. And the Smith & Wesson company is legendary for putting out very high quality, very nice pistols. The Smith & Wesson Shield is their first offering for a really micro-compact or subcompact 9mm. And it's no wonder that these are so popular. They're so much fun at the range, and it's slim enough to conceal and yet big enough to shoot accurately. And that's from Smith & Wesson, the reason they designed this. It makes itself an excellent concealed carry option. And that's one of the things that's really led to a lot of gun sales, is people really looking for good concealable handguns, especially in 9mm. There are a lot of 380s out there, but the 9mm gives you just a little bit extra, and really the guns are not that much larger. And then also you have your 9mm for your subcompact, and you have your 9mm for your full-size pistol, or even the compact version of the M&P. The Smith & Wesson M&P Shield has been a huge success for Smith & Wesson. In fact, for a long time you couldn't get these. They were on huge waiting lists, and Smith & Wesson was putting these pistols out, but they were just very popular. It does follow with the standard M&P 9mm and 40 line, which has also been very popular. Just a very ergonomic gun. It does come in, again, 9mm and 40. It has a 7-round magazine and also an 8-round magazine. Different than many of the standard 9mm subcompacts from other companies that come with 6 rounds. Of course, the gun is unloaded. This is a striker-fired pistol. It's a polymer frame pistol with a stainless steel slide, and it has the black melanite finish on it, which is really highly anti-corrosive, and it wears very well. One thing that's different about the Shield, rather than your standard M&P, is there is no removable back strap. What you have is what you get. And really, this is a very thin concealable pistol. Now, for comparison, here is a full-size M&P in 9mm, and really the look is very close. This is smaller in a lot of the dimensions, but the real noticeable dimension is right here. You can see how much thinner the Shield is from the standard M&P 9mm. And of course, that's going to make this extremely concealable. It does have really nice 3-dot sights. They're pretty snag resistant, but they are well enough to where you can really get on target with these pistols. They're very accurate even with the 3.1-inch barrel. The overall length of the Shield is just over 6 inches at 6.1 inches, and then the height is 4.6. So this is not a super small 9mm pistol, but it's very concealable and very lightweight at only 19 ounces unloaded. But one of the things that I really like about the Smith & Wesson M&P line is their 18-degree grip angle. And if you're used to shooting a full-size M&P, it's very ergonomic, it feels the hand very nicely, but the grip angle is what makes it really nice. For me, this was a very easy gun to get my natural point of aim. Grab the pistol, pull it up to a target, and with my eyes closed, and I was really close to the target. Same thing with the Shield. It feels very reminiscent of the full-size pistol. It's just a lot thinner. If you've been carrying the M&P-C or even their full-size M&P pistol, you're going to really be able to easily adapt to the Shield. Now, just the same as the big brother, you have your standard takedown lever here, you have your slide stop here. But you're going to notice one big difference, and that is the thumb safety here. There's no thumb safety on your standard pistols. On the subcompact Shield, it does have a safety. Now, this safety is not too bad. It's very close to the frame of the pistol. And many people would just say, hey, just leave the safety off. One of the problems, though, is that this safety could be inadvertently turned on, just put into the on position, and that could be a problem if you're drawing this from from concealment, especially in a stress situation. So I would definitely say you need to make sure that you train with this safety. Another difference between the standard M&P pistol and the Shield is that you only have a slide stop on one side. On the other side of the pistol, it's very smooth, and really, to be honest with you, I like that. But of course, I'm a right-handed shooter. With the standard M&P pistol, you have your slide stop, and you have another slide stop at the other side. Now, the M&P series is very ergonomic, but they also have a very nice trigger pull from the factory. With this trigger, it's a very solid trigger. It's about a 6.5 pound to 7 pound trigger. But as you can see, you bring it down, it's a good crisp snap. There's not a lot of creep. For reset, you bring it out and it's a short reset. One of the things they've changed with the Shield is they've made an audible reset. With the standard M&P pistol, it's not as audible. And one of the things they're planning to do is the trigger system that's in the Shield, they're going to put it in all the future M&P series pistols. Now it has the standard M&P trigger system, which has a lever shoe that comes down below. It's not like the Glock, which has the trigger safety built in here. It's actually, the lever is down here. So if you watch, if you pull the top of the trigger, it rests on this little notch. If you pull it down here at the bottom, it disengages the notch and then allows you to pull the trigger. It does have an extended trigger guard here to be able to get gloved hands in. And it does shoot like a full-size pistol, especially with the 8-round magazine. And of course you can see the plate here. The pad is extended. It fits really nicely into the pistol, but it really adds a lot of length to this pistol. Now, a lot of complaints that are coming from Shield owners is this plate here is not stationary, and you can slide it up and down. I've heard that where some of them can come down and cause problems if you're using this as a backup magazine. As you can see, with it riding up some, and there's quite a bit of friction to keep it from doing this, but it's possible, especially moving around if you have it in a back pocket or you're carrying it as a backup, is putting the magazine home. You may think that it's engaged and it's not. For me, I typically like to hit my magazine pretty solid every time I'm reloading, but that can be a problem. And one solution is just to remove this piece altogether. It does make it hang out, and it does give you the magazine coming out the bottom, but it will keep it from jamming if you just happen to not be able to get that up, and of course it'll cause a malfunction. If you try to use adhesive and glue this down to the base, you're not going to be able to get your base plate off. And I found extra magazines online for around the $32, $33 mark. The magazines are kind of thick, and then they come to a taper. They're very high quality magazines, but I guess this really allows for this to stagger a little bit, allowing you to get your 7 rounds and then obviously 8 rounds, and it's just a nice looking magazine. They seem to feed well. Loading the magazines was pretty easy, has nice followers. The guns itself functions very well. I've had no malfunctions whatsoever shooting this, and all the other Smith & Wesson Shields that I've fired, again, it's just a very reliable, very accurate little pistol. We're going to do things a little different today. I'm going to do the accuracy at 20 yards instead of the standard 7. Wow, that Shield makes me look pretty good. Now, one issue I found with the Shield is when racking your slide or pulling your slide back, is that if you're not careful, you naturally stop at a certain place, thinking that your round is ready to go into the chamber. If you'll watch, there's some resistance here, and you have to really pull that all the way back to allow the round to ride from the magazine into the chamber. And that happened a couple of times. In fact, my wife was shooting it, and she had the same issue of just pulling it back and thinking that there was a round in it when she didn't quite have it back to the rear position.
You need one, but...
Well, she didn't think she needed one.
I know, so...
And people are more desperate.
I didn't know it's in there.
That's more everything.
Well, the more I thought about it, I was like, he does want hers,
Huh?
and I'm not holding that
I
high
didn't.
load, and it makes me concerned.
Here, hold on.
So, yeah.
You can practice that in a minute.
Yeah.
If you have the Shield, you're going to need to keep that in mind to really rack that slide all the way back and let it ride home.
That's nice.
I told you.
Whose gun was that?
The Smith & Wesson Shield has been pretty difficult to get up until just really recently, and there's a lot of good reasons for that. The ergonomics of the pistol, the reliability, it's so close to the M&P series because it is an M&P Shield. So this is a great concealment option if you're carrying the full-size M&P or even the M&P Compact. You still have 7 rounds. It gives you a little advantage over many of the 9mm on the market, the subcompacts. It is a touch larger, but it's really thin. And guys, if you have a place to put it, having one of these AR-500 targets from westernarmor.com, it is fun to shoot, and man, you can just hear it ring. Now, breakdown of the pistol. Of course, you're going to want to make sure it's unloaded. Take your slide, Push it all the way back, engage your slide lock. Take your takedown lever, pull it around, and then you want to pull back and fire the pistol. This releases the slide from the frame. Of course, these break down like any other. Just pull your recoil spring. It is a captive recoil spring, and it is metal. Barrel comes out. Then you have your slide. Very well finished. Everything is nicely done. No tool marks. And of course, that's typical for Smith & Wesson. Very high quality. Of course, to reassemble, just insert your barrel. Get your recoil spring into place. There again, you're having to get it over that little hump, and it is just a little tricky. Ready to go. The Shield is made in the USA, and they do carry a Smith & Wesson lifetime warranty on the pistol. The manufacturer's suggested retail price on the Shield is $449. I've seen it many places for under the $400 mark. These are still in high demand, but they're pretty available. You can find them. So I really would highly recommend the M&P Shield. I think it's an excellent concealed carry option and one that you'll really enjoy shooting at the range. And I don't think my good friend Rodney from NC Hill YouTube channel, man, you just made me spend $400 more. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. This is what I'm talking about. I was going to say something and I really don't know what it is, and that's probably a first, because I can always talk.